So. The question is, can you grow asparagus in pots? Because I'll tell you right now, asparagus does not like growing in Florida. I have spent hundreds of dollars going through so many asparagus roots and trying them out in my lovely Central Florida garden. And I'll tell you what, none of them really do well. They just don't. They don't like the heat. They don't like the super long growing season that we have. So about a year ago, I found some asparagus seeds. And yes, I've tried growing all the Mary Washington and the ones you can grow from. So I've bought the seeds. I've tried growing them. But I found seeds for a purple variety, apparently an all-male purple variety. It's called Erasmus or something, I believe it was called. And I stuck them in pots, and they grew. Look at, there's a beautiful little asparagus fern. And anyway, I had like 100 of them, and I stuck 10 or 15 in the ground the beginning of the year, and they've done really, really well. I actually got full-size spears off of them from seed within just a few months. I mean, pencil-thick spears. We're in August now, the middle of August. And so these were started last year, whatever, from seed, planted out the beginning of 24 here. And so maybe 6 months from seed, I had full-size pencil-thick spears, which are, what you find a lot at the stores. And I had, like I said, 10 of them in the ground. And they were doing really well. And the only issue I've had is the frickin' rabbits keep eating them. Apparently rabbits like eating asparagus. So I took me a giant pot right here. Let's see if we can kick this thing. I'm not sure what size pot this is. I think it's a 30 gallon, 35 gallon. How many 5 gallons can I fit here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So maybe 30 gallon. Maybe there's 7 gallon pots that fit in here, so maybe it's a 35. Either way, filled it with leaves, some composted chicken manure and pig manure. Look how beautiful that is. That is some gorgeous stuff. Look at that. That is manure compost from my pigs. They make some amazing stuff. I give them everything under the sun, and look what my pigs turn into, my composters. Beautiful, guys. That'll grow a freaking fruit on a tire, right? Rub that all over a tire, it'll grow something. And some leaves, some chicken manure, some of that good compost. And I am taking these beautiful little asparagus that are not looking that great because they've been in pots and neglected all year, unlike the other ones that were put in the ground. And I'm going to see how they do in pots. So, does asparagus grow well in pots, guys? And will this purple all-male Erasmus, I believe is how you say it, variety continue to grow well here in Central Florida? Well, in a pot. I don't know. But we'll see. And I don't see why you could not grow asparagus in a pot. I intend on leaving them in here and just letting them grow and seeing how they do. Seeing as literally every other asparagus I've tried all male varieties, I've tried the hybrids, I've tried the older varieties. I've grown 6 or 7 varieties from seed, which is the new big thing. People are selling hybrid seeds or all male seeds. I've bought some, like I said, I've grown 6 or 7 new varieties from seed, and they just do not do well. None of them have, except this variety here. So I'll keep you updated on this and see how they grow in this giant pot here for me. Already the trial on the ground, they did fairly well. I don't know if they'll survive the winter or if they'll continue, but from now on I'm going to grow them in this here pot. And for the win, asparagus in a giant pot, right guys? Love you, grow food. And just because you know a lot of things may fail on you, if you search for a variety, you can find one that does well in your area. That's a big thing. Not all varieties do well in every area, but especially today, there's so many breeders out there and there's such a large market that there's a lot of people working on crops that do well in whatever zone you're in. And Florida's a tough one. We get frozen winters, but we have long, hot springs, summers, and falls, and that tends to mess up every plant you can imagine. Even if they can do well in the heat, a lot of times just such our long growing season can really screw plants up because they're used to growing for a couple months up north. They come down here to Florida and they've got 10, 11 months to grow. And they're like, what the heck? I face that problem with a lot of sunroots too. A lot of root crops, a lot of stuff. And they're just not used to the long growing season. They freak out and they end up not storing enough nutrients or whatever, and they end up just petering out eventually. And asparagus has that issue. You can buy the crowns and they'll grow really well for about a year, and then they don't have the short growing season and then the nice period of cold to relax and gather themselves, you know what I mean? And that's a big issue. So these seem to be not bothered by our super long growing season, and they're producing spears year long here in Florida. So that's the issue. Like I said, they don't stop growing. We don't get cold enough for a lot of things, and they just don't know when to quit, and they end up just killing themselves. But there you go. Grow food. I like me asparagus. Grow some asparagus, and we'll see how it does, right? Can't hurt, guys. But get some seed, or trial out the asparagus. Trial everything. You never know. You never know what will do good in your area. If you want something to grow, whether it's the extreme of heat or the extreme of cold, look and see what you can have. See if you can push that zone, and some things adapt really well. Some things don't. Some things, like I said, people are working on things that will do better, whether it's higher or lower in the temps. So keep at it. Love you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments, and see you later. I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes, by the way. They're bad tonight. Little devils. But it's alright. I like asparagus. My brother, by the way, last Christmas made a to die for beef Wellington with bacon wrapped asparagus. And I just keep thinking about that. I've been begging him all year to make his beef Wellington with the wrapped asparagus again. Yeah, there you go. I just like food, guys. I like eating, okay? That's why I grow so many things, because I like eating. And you can't get good asparagus unless you grow it yourself. That's my opinion. Store crap is often weeks old, and it lacks the flavor and the sweetness. Tell you what, I've already, off these plants that have the ground, gotten some amazing tasting spears. So I want to grow more. Isn't that why I do anything? Isn't why we all do anything? Because we want more. Yeah, we've all got issues, I suppose.